it's sage advice you're after, then you've come to the right place. Your wellness is my main concern, it's written on my face. A problem shared is half the worry, the burden split in two. A sacred act of your self-care, so come on, take a pew. A problem shared with my admirers, everyone shout hurrah. A problem shared with your very own Myra DuBois.
Hey up, and here she comes now. Please give it up for the woman herself. It's Myra DuBois.
Hiya! Yes, go on, everyone in the studio, clap. Hello, everyone. Oh, no, keep that applause. My belt's come undone already. Keep that applause going. I can hear you across the whole country, you know. I can in far-flung corners, probably in the Outer Hebrides, down in, I don't know, what's at the end of Cornwall. What's at the end of Cornwall? Land's End, that's it. That's where they have the pirates, isn't it? No, Penzance. That's where they have the pirates. Land's End is a pirate-free zone. I don't want anyone from the local authorities in Land's End writing in to say that I was advocating that it was a place of villainy and piracy. I wasn't. That's not what I was saying. I was just saying hello to the country, if you don't mind. Anyway, hello, that's right. It's me, Myra DuBois, off the television, and now streaming onto your mobile devices. That's right. You might be watching this on a phone or a tablet. I know I'm on tablets doing it. Just a little joke. There'll be a few of those peppered throughout the evening to keep this introspective journey of self-betterment light-hearted. And those of you who are watching, I must say hello to the long-term admirers. I'm going to take this belt off in what must be a very erotic striptease. Those that have been watching before, I must say a special hello to, because this, of course, is sort of like a problem shared on steroids, isn't it? Do you remember the first time we were doing this, when it was just me in the curtain corner? I've expanded Myra Towers now. I'm letting you see a little bit more of my home. That's because during the lockdown, I thought it wouldn't do for me to show off what extravagant wealth I live in. Do you know what I mean? If you saw how nice my kitchen... You're looking over there, aren't you, at those green tiles going, we can't afford anything that nice. But that's all right, because maybe you can, because you've paid to see this. We've put it behind a paywall to get rid of internet trolls and poor people. So now it's just us all together enjoying ourselves. A special shout out to everyone who is new to the programme. We will be talking about the programme later. And I don't mean programme as in television programme. No, I mean programme as in self-betterment programme. That's what the problem shared is. Because well, this really is me fulfilling my calling as as I said, a wellness facilitator. That's what I'm doing. I've got a talent for making people feel better, and so I'm utilising it with you people at home during this unprecedented time. That's what we're calling it, isn't it? And did you see how I dripped with sincerity and empathy when I said that? Just one of my many hallmarks, really. Anyway, welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying, although you don't have to. We've had your money. But thank you for coming along and tuning in. Let me talk you through the programme for those who have never watched it before, for those who miss. I don't know why. I mean, this was the hit of the internet, wasn't it, between April and August when we were streaming it live on a social media network site. I won't say which one because Mark Zuckerberg hasn't paid us any money to, so I won't advertise them. But anyway, we streamed it every week, didn't we? It was an internet sensation every week at 8 p.m. And now we're just doing it monthly. Just a little check-in. Really, just a little check-in for me, your Auntie Myra, to pop in and say, hey, how are you? Isn't that nice? I just let that silence hang there then so we could all feel just comfortable in each other's company. Do you ever find that people just gabble on too much at each other and people just talk, don't they, for the sake of filling time? And sometimes it's just nice to just weight things down and just say, hey, how's things? Good. Now, and I heard your reply as well. I know you think you don't. I know you think you've got a voyeuristic participant role, a voyeuristic role in tonight's proceedings because you're not in a real theatre. But it's not the case because I am plugged spiritually and psychically into the ether. I can feel you. Oh, yeah, I could tell exactly who was clapping and who wasn't clapping when I walked onto this, well, I won't say stage because it's my living room. I could hear exactly who was and who wasn't. I can even hear the acoustics of your home. I can tell just from your clap whether you live in a high-rise council block or a semi-detached in Rill. I can. So do join in. Do shout at the telly. Do clap along. Do whoop along. Do, I don't know who you're watching with, maybe friends. I know there's no more than 6 of you from any more than 2 households watching. I know that much because it's the law and we all abide it, don't we? But I will go over the programme with you now. Now, a problem shared is a 3-point self-betterment regime that starts with aromatherapy, usually provided by the sponsors of this programme, my sister Rosa's beauty company, Beauty by Rose. We do have corporate sponsorship. We're going to have a little bit more of them on aromatherapy later. So we're moving the aromatherapy to later on in the show, all right? There's the positive reinforcement, and that we're starting with a classic. Today is all about fresh starts. It's about moving forward. It's about looking forward. It's about looking in that direction, forward, unless you... Whatever way is forward for you, wherever you are, in that high-rise or in that semi-detached bungalow in Rill. Whichever way is forward, that's the way we're going in. And we're going to start our forward journey with a look back at the chocolates that were the favourite throughout. I'm not going to have one yet because I've not had a good idea yet, but whenever I have a good idea, I will reward myself with a chocolate. The people in the studio are in my flat, the people in my flat are welcome to a chocolate. We do have people in. We've got running the show. I've got them all in cupboards and biscuit tins secreted all over the place. We've got Mr. Thing who are running the show. Hello, Mr. Thing.
Hi, Myra.
Can you hear them? Are you picking them up on the microphone? Well, they said hello anyway. We've got Milo over there. Hello, Milo. Hello, Milo went to the shop earlier for me. Isn't this a fascinating look behind the curtain of showbiz, twitching back the net curtain? Milo, would you like a rose, a hazel whirl? Let's see if I can get you. I did get him. I got Milo. Lovely. And this is in a COVID-secure wrapping. These are made by Cadbury's. I'm not sponsored by Cadbury's, and don't be tweeting in if they're, I don't know, involved in the murder of children in Ethiopia. You can never tell with commercial products anymore, can you? I'm not sure about how ethically sourced anything is these days. Ant, he's at the back. Ant says hello. They might sound a little muffled, and that's because they're all wearing their masks. Isn't that good and socially responsible of us? We are a show with a message. So that's the positive reinforcement. And then, of course, do you remember? Do you remember what the final thing is? Do you remember? I'm not sure you can. Can you shout it at the screen, please? Shout it at the screen. What's the last thing? You're probably writing it furiously in the comments, aren't you? Right, what's the last thing? That's right! Serenity breathing. We breathe in with resentment and we breathe out with gratitude, don't we? Do it now. Do it now. Breathe in with resentment. Hold on to it. And breathe out with gratitude. Do you feel better for that? In with resentment. And out with gratitude. Do you feel better? You do. You feel relaxed. Do you know what will make this better? Do you know what will make this even more calming, more sedate, more serene? Do you know what will improve this? A little bit of relaxing music. Epi, can we have that relaxing music, please? Not that relaxing, that's the wrong one. Epi, that's the wrong... that's the wrong tape. Can we have the other relaxing music on, please, Epi? Oh, there it is, isn't it? Oh, it's like slipping into a warm bath, isn't it? Like slipping into a warm bath. Perhaps after taking ketamine, I imagine. Just let that relaxation trickle over you. The warmth cascading down you like a dog piddling on your leg. Breathe in with resentment. Shut your eyes. Shut your eyes. In. Shut your eyes. In with resentment. Hold on to that resentment. That's right. Resentment that now you're having to leave the house to go to work, whereas before you could just do it at home and get paid. And breathe out with gratitude. Shut your eyes. Gratitude that you have that job, eh? Breathe in with resentment. Resentment that you used to be able to watch this for free on Facebook and now I'm charging you for the pleasure. And breathe out with gratitude. Gratitude that I've brought myself to even look at you for an evening. In with resentment. And out with gratitude. In with resentment. Out with gratitude. Now, you must tweet. Keep that music going. You must tweet in your problems over the course of the evening. We will be wrestling with them together. We'll be working out what's wrong. What's been bothering you, eh? Relationship troubles? house moving troubles, interpersonal relationship troubles, because relationship just doesn't mean lover and lover. No, it can mean husband and child or something. Just tweet in your problems. Can we cut that music out, please, now? Epi, I'm getting... There's Epi on the sound, by the way. I don't think I introduced them earlier. Did I introduce you, Epi, before? No. Oh, sorry, I missed out. Epi, there's Epi on the relaxation tapes. And while we were doing that, Epi was breathing in the resentment that they didn't get a credit during there earlier, and breathing out with the gratitude that they have a job. Am I right, Epi? Yes! Good. Well rescued, Myra. And so without any further ado, let's go over and see what you're tweeting in. Let's have the sting, Epi. Isn't that a lovely little bit of production? Look at that. You probably fell off your settee, didn't you? I wasn't on this camera earlier. We were on that camera, and now we're on that camera. Where's this going to end? Have they maybe introduced some sort of computer-generated imagery at some point? Will we end this episode by flying on the back of a winged beast to the fiery pits of Mordor? No. But we could do in the future, couldn't we? It's always somewhere to go to. Anyway, let's have a look and see what you've been saying on Facebook. Oh, my word, the tweets. At the moment, they are... Do you know what? Santa himself has never had a sack as full of this. Let's see what you're saying. The first one is Sean Williams. Hello, Sean Williams. He says, Dear Myra DuBois. Now, that's a nice introduction. Very formal, though. Remember, I liked you to... toe the line between respectful formality, but friendly informality as well. I want to feel like we're friends. Like. Sean says, Dear Myra DuBois, we're so glad to have you back where you belong, on our telly. Does that... Sean's showing off there. Sean is there letting you know that they've got me on the television. Those of you that are watching on a laptop computer system or a portable telephone device, you'll be seething with envy, won't you, that Sean William has Chromecast or a cable from a pound shop. Sean says, Dear Myra, we're so glad to have you back where you belong on our telly. Now picture this. New York, 1998. Divas Live. Mariah Carey and Celine on the same bill. This sounds like we've written this because it's so poetic. We haven't. Sean's tweeted this in 44 minutes ago before the show even started, which is how eager Sean has been for his little bit of attention, haven't you, Sean? Picture this, New York, 1988, Divas Live, Mariah Carey and Celine on the same bill. Who is the biggest star? Your favourite? This is a real problem, Myra. I've fallen out with many people over this, and I hope you picked up how I was acting every little bit of punctuation that was in that tweet. Did you pick up on that? Because he went, your favourite, there's a question mark there, so I went, your favourite? If I was to criticise this contribution at all, Sean, and I mean this nicely, it's not really a problem, is it? You've asked me my opinion. Now, this isn't Myra DuBois' opinion shared. This is Myra DuBois' problem shared. And this airtime that I'm taking to spend time on who was the better star between Celine and Mariah, was it Mariah? Yes, Mariah or Celine on the same bill. I could be curing a leper or something, couldn't I? You know, they never change their spots. So who do I think's better, Mariah or Celine? I don't know. Milo, what's your opinion? Do you remember 1998? You probably don't, do you? Is that the year you were born? Picture the scene, 1998. Milo was a little embryo for some of it. Well, probably started the... Where were you born, Milo? No, when? May 6th. May the 6th. Yes. Oh, well, may the 6th be with you. No. He was born on May the 6th, so you just started 1998 as a nice idea, and then sort of progressed it into a sperm, and then you know the rest. You know the reproductive system, don't you, Milo? Do you have an opinion on Mariah Carey and Celine? Do you know who they are, or are they just alien figures from a long-forgotten history to you? I'm going to have to go with the alien figures option. You don't know who Mariah and Celine are? I'd have to go with Mariah because I don't know who Celine is. He'd have to go with Mariah because that sounds the most like Myra, and you've got a good track with that name. Is that what you're saying, Milo? Oh, you're an M as well, Milo. Isn't that lovely? I'm painting quite the picture of the young Myra over there. There'll be lecherous old homosexuals rubbing their hands together at glee at the prospect of Milo over there. Who knows, if things get tough enough, we might auction him off. So we'll go with Mariah for that one, shall we? Mr. Thing, do you have an opinion on Mariah Carey?
Always Mariah.
Always Mariah. Poor Celine. I'm going to go with Celine because I've always liked the underdog. Not that Celine's an underdog. She's doing all right. And who do you think?
I go Mariah as well.
Would you go Mariah as well? Epi, what would you say?
I wouldn't put them against each other.
See,
I'd celebrate them both.
Epi is a lover, not a fighter. Did you hear that? You probably didn't. But they said that they would celebrate them both. All right? Being a little bit Switzerland. I hope there's no splinters off that fence while they're sitting on it. James Caldwell says, lovely to have you back. There's a lot of gratitude coming from a public at the moment, and I'm not surprised because you've been starved of me, haven't you? Lovely to have, apart from that little competition I did a couple of weekends ago. James Caldwell says, lovely to have you back where you belong on telly. A little bit of a sycophantic repetition going on here, but never mind. Question. When is it acceptable to put up the Christmas tree in 2020? It's really all we have to look forward to these days, other than a monthly instalment of A Problem Shared. Well rescued there, James Caldwell, because my defensive little brain cells were about to pop up and say, hello, until you got that far. When would I say it's acceptable to put up the Christmas tree in 2020? Well, I mean, does it have to be a Christmas tree? You could just have a tree up and you could alter the decorations on it, couldn't you? You could put up a conifer in the living room and scatter it with pumpkin spice confetti or whatever, with a little pumpkin on the top of it, and 2 witches' tights out the bottom, rolled up, you know, like the Wizard of Oz. And then it could be an Halloween tree, couldn't it, eh? You could set it on fire for bonfire nights and then hang tinsel on the charred remnants for Christmas Day. How festive. Why limit yourself to just a Christmas tree? Eh? Why make yourself a labourer to the Gregorian Christian calendar? Eh? Think a little bit outside the box. What could you put on it for Valentine's Day? Strewn with used condoms, perhaps. Dripping with lubricant. Little bottle poppers on the top. I love. Dan Dainter says, hello, Dan Dainter. He says, dear Myra. I hope you're tweeting in, by the way. I've got a couple tweets and then we run out. And if you're not tweeting in, there's no show. And I don't mind. I don't care if there's no show. Hey, listen, if there's no tweets, I can clock off early. And you don't get any of your money back just because you watched 20 minutes of it and not an hour. Hey, so get those tweets in. Otherwise, we're in hot water. Well, you are. I'm not. And go home. Anyway, I am home. Theatre. Dan Dainter from Leeds says, dear Myra, lovely to see you back on our telly. Change the records, honestly. You've all synced your opinions. Lovely to see you back on our telly. Hello from the Dans in our lockdown bubble in Leeds. I asked for a problem, not an autobiography. I'm back at work and regulations say that we all have to wear masks all the time when on site. This is playing havoc with my skin. Any tips to keep my skin healthy? Have you tried washing it, Dan? I'm making an assumption because you mentioned Leeds. Have you tried a little bit of cold water? Cold water is quite bracing for skin. It tightens the pores. Because I do understand what you mean, because you've got this layer of material on your face, haven't you? And it's rubbing. It's rubbing on this. So you're sweating your oils. And I mean, I've only just realised how much we give off as human beings. It took the pandemic, really, for me to fully understand that I didn't know we went round life like Catherine wheel sprinklers, shaving off spittle and foam and droplets. That's what they call them, isn't it? Little droplets. I didn't know. It took the pandemic to get that through. So wash your face, I would say. Wash your face. Moisturise it. Do you moisturise, Dan Dainter? I can see from your little avatar here that you are a bearded individual. I was going to say homosexual, but that was a presumption. So yeah, wash it, moisturise it. Steam it as well. I do that. Do you ever steam, Dan Dainter? Stick your head over a bowl with a towel over your head and some Vicks Vapor Rub in it, like you had croup as a kid. Just opens everything up, doesn't it? I'll leave that with you. Andy Greenacre says, hello, Andy Greenacre. Andy Greenacre says, the problem I would love to share and would appreciate your help with is this. My drain is very smelly when I use my washing machine. What should I do? Well, that's a good question. I'm not a plumber myself. I have little experience with kitchen appliances. I'm one of the sort of people that goes through life having things done for them rather than doing things. So that would be my first advice. Ask someone else, which I suppose is what you're doing right now, isn't it? Ask someone that knows. Sometimes just having the good grace to say, I don't know, is all the humility you need. So, I don't know. It depends why your drain is smelly when you use your washing machine. Is it because you have rotting human flesh in the drains? Because I've been watching that Dennis on ITV, or Des. Was it Des? It was Des, wasn't it? Because I thought it was a biopic about Des O'Connor, so I got quite the fright when that started airing. So have you got human waste in your drains? Because that causes quite a smell. If it has, don't phone the police, because you'll go away for a very long time. Maybe stop killing people. In fact, anyone that's watching, don't kill people. If you have killed people, don't do it again. If you're thinking about it, don't kill people, all right? Don't let it be said that this is not a show with a message. I hope that's worked. Has that worked, Andy? Do tweet in. I tell you what I like to know. I like to know when your problems have been implemented, when you've the solutions we've given on this show, when you use them in life. Do let me know if it works. So do get back in and let me know. I'm sorry if I seem distracted. I was a little distracted then as we were talking, because I started talking about human flesh, didn't I, and human remains. And I've been thinking a lot about that recently. I don't know if you've been thinking about your own mortality recently, Andy. I mean, I've only spent 15 minutes with you over Twitter, and I've been thinking about your mortality. But I don't know what you want to happen with your body when you die, Andy, but I've thought long and hard about this. And do you know what I want to happen, Andy? I want to be buried in a woodland clearing. I do. So that birds can come and tweet over my grave as I tweeted over audiences in life. Isn't that nice? I mean tweeting like singing. I don't mean tweeting like complaining to Deliveroo. No, but I'd like people to come and tweet over my grave, but it probably won't happen. I want a very organic burial. I want burying in a wicker coffin so I can be carried down the centre of the church like last week's laundry. It will be a church when I pass, because you edge your bets towards the end, don't you? But as I'm sat thinking about this, I can't help but realise, Andy, that that's probably not going to happen. Sorry, I'm getting emotional here. Don't you start, 'cause if you start, I'll go. It's probably not going to happen for me because, well, do you know what the difference is between you and I, Andy? Andy, I'm very, 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 very famous. That's right, Andy, not like you. So I'm probably going to be pillaged for relics when I die. Do you know what a relic is, Andy? A relic is part of the deceased that's left over and is then used to worship. Yeah, for example, there are 14 foreskins of Christ in the country right now. 14 foreskins of Christ. Can you imagine? Imagine what his underwear looked like. 14 foreskins. That's a first-degree relic. That's something that belongs to the deceased. Then you've got a second-degree relic, such as the Shroud of Turin, for example. That's the dishcloth that Jesus used to take his makeup off with. And I've been thinking about when I die, I'm just going to have to donate my body to the public, because if I don't, they're just going to dig it up anyway, and there's going to be little bits of me sold off all over the place like the Berlin Wall. You'd be able to get me on a keyring, Andy, you would. And I'd like to lament on that subject now in the form of a little song. Take it away, Epi. Go to this camera now for a change. If I were an organ donor, how selfish that would be. Why should just one person have what's left of me? A kidney here or half a lung might keep a stranger alive. But what if they're a paedophile, or worse, a man named Clive? For when I'm dead and grief has struck and you're in agony, you all deserve a tiny slice of my anatomy. Which part of me will be my legacy? Are you swaying? What pound of flesh will you take? Pick a direction. Make my spirit linger with a dried up middle finger. Steal it from the corpse at my wake. What if they cremate me and put me in an urn? Do I look like Joan of Arc? No, I'm too good to burn. Get me out the coffin, release all these remains. They'll be revered around the globe, yes, even by the Danes. Don't shoot me into space or bury me at sea, 'cause you're looking at a bona fide relic packed Why, Milo, what pound of flesh will you take? Take any part of mine to your Myra shrine. Well, keep swaying, Milo, but make sure that those toenails are fake. Stop it. My death will be revered by the people of the planet, in the Middle East, across the states, in Marrakesh and Planet. No more war or violence, so wouldn't that be good? In death I'll bring a worldwide peace that Bono never could. Bono, 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 it's part of me. Sway, Milo, will be my legacy. What pound of flesh will you take? When I'm laid to rest, don't be stressed, take a breath. When I finally spoken, take my arm, baby, stop it. When I kick the bucket at the loss, why not hook it? Steal it from my corpse, steal it from my corpse. This cadaver you can hammer, steal it from my corpse when I die. When I die. Die, 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 die. When I die. Thank you, everybody. No, that's right. No, I can hear everyone across the country applauding, even from that semi-detached bungalow in Rill. I can hear everyone clapping. Thank you so much. Oh. Did you hear that? It's the doorbell. I wonder who's at the door. Come in, it's open. Look, everyone, it's Barbra Streisand.
Hello, gorgeous.
Well, my word, it's the actual Barbra Streisand coming all the way from New York City. You've got none of the cloned pugs with you, Barbara. Where are they?
I had to leave them all at home with the souls of their dead relatives.
Oh, my word. That's actually very good exfoliation for the skin, isn't it?
It is. I rub them on each night, and my tears and their scales of skin, they wipe away the years.
Oh, well, thank you for coming, Barbara. Did
Thank
you come
you.
here by plane?
I did. I flew.
You flew.
I flew.
Are you staying in a hotel?
Yes.
Not one with an iron, by the looks of it.
Oh.
Well, all right then, Barbara. Now, why have you come round to talk to me this evening?
Oh, Myra, I have a problem, and only you can help me.
Well, that's what this show is for, Barbra Streisand. We're here to share problems and solve them together. I hope you're watching and helping solve along at home. All right. Go on then.
I'm feeling a little flat, you know? And I feel like the only thing that could help me is to sing. Did you know I sing?
Yeah, I do know you sing,
You
Barbra
heard?
Streisand. Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit. Well, I'm sure we could facilitate some sort of a song around here. Do you have any idea what you would like to sing or who you would like to sing with?
Well, I mean, I'd just love to sing with... I don't know if I can even say it. Can I say it? I can say it. It's you. It's Myra DuBois.
Oh, my goodness. Barbra Streisand wants to sing a duet with me, Myra DuBois, off the television. Oh, what a turn-up for the books. I shall have to wrestle with this emotionally because the people haven't tuned in to watch me and Barbra Streisand sing a duet. They've come in to be they have my soothing balm rubbed over their pains and wounds and etc. I should have thought that sentence out a little bit better before saying it. What I'm saying is, Barbara, yes, of course I will sing a song. I wonder what we could sing about, though, Barbara.
Oh, well, have you ever had a man in your life that you want to go?
Oh, I tell you, the number of times I've had a man in my life and I've just thought, enough, Barbara, is enough.
I agree.
Play, please. It's raining, it's pouring. My love life's boring me to tears. After all these years,
No stardust, no moonlight, no sunshine, no sign of romance. We don't stand a chance. Oh,
I'd always dreamed I'd find the perfect lover.
but he turned out to be like every other man I love. I love
Rain,
pouring.
pouring.
There's nothing left for us here,
And we won't waste another. Don't you do it?
If you've had your fill, get the check, pay the bill, you can do it.
Just tell him to just walk out his habit.
Nothing
That's the
left
one.
to talk about. Get his ring ball, throw him out.
Just look him in the eye and simply shout. Enough is enough, is enough. I can't go on, I can't go on. No, no, no. Enough is enough, is enough. I want him out, I want him out that door. Enough is enough, 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 is enough.
Oh, Myra, thank you so much.
Barbara Streisand,
Thank you.
everybody. Give her a huge round of applause for
Myra.
flying all this way. Sons, pub clones to be here. Thank you so much.
I gotta say, Myra, you put the Jew in rejuvenated.
How
Thank you.
lovely, and it is part of your community's duty to say that.
So right, I gotta fly home right to them right now. Shamanana.
All right, goodbye, everyone. Everyone say goodbye to Barbara Streisand. She's good. Lovely. Lovely. No. How you enjoying it so far? No expense spared, eh? Flying in celebrities. Do you remember in the old format of this show when they just used to phone in, and you never saw them? Well, now you can. Isn't that good? 2 celebrities for the price of 1. Anyway, before we can go any further, I did say that we would tend to the aromatherapy sections of section. But you know what I did there, Milo? I mixed up section and segment and came up with sexment. Sounds like a vegetable, doesn't it? It sounds like something you'd grill at a barbecue if you were a vegan. Anyway, we've got to go and have a look at the aromatherapy. So I'm going to hand over now to a little video. I was trying to think of another word of what it was then. A little video from the sponsor of this show. It's my sister, Rose. Roll VT.
Hiya. Rose. Lavender. Do you ever find don't give in. To despair. Don't despair. By Beauty by Rose.
Are we back? Are we back? We're back. Oh, lovely. I was so engrossed in your tweets then I didn't know if we'd finished. And I hope I can retain your attention for long enough before you all start Googling for Beauty by Rosa's new scent, Don't Despair, is available online now. Just send her a little DM on her Instagram or pop down to Rotherham Market Tuesdays between 4 and half 6. All right. So I'm going back over to Twitter now because this is what it is. It's a problem shared. It's not a celebrity shown off, is it? We're not here just to show you who my celebrity friends are that drop in. No, we're here to answer your questions. So I'm going right back over to Twitter now. And we have Twitter user IB78 Barely Ben. Now that's Barely Ben, as in the homosexual incarnation of a bear, which is a man. I'll translate this to any heterosexuals watching. I'm sure I'm not the only one. A bear amongst the gays is a man who's advanced in a few years and put on a little bit of weight and has sprouted a little bit of body hair, what we heterosexuals call a man. But the gays have fetishized it and given them their own club nights. I'll tell you, the gays are so accepting. There isn't a single person on this planet they won't fetishize. Anyway, Barely Ben. So it's not Barely Ben as in hardly Ben. In fact, if he's a bear, there's probably quite a lot of Ben. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, then. Popping my problem-shared cherry tin out, says Ben. Such gratitude. Any plans for more duets with Amanda Holden? No, I have not. She was holding back my career. Quite frankly, if you ask me. No, I agreed to do that little duet with Amanda Holden on a little, I think it's network television. You probably didn't see it. No more plans to do duets with Amanda Holden because I think her career has had all the leg up it's going to get from me. All right? I'm not giving her any more screen time. She might pop in one day for a problem shared. Who knows? Binge Designs. Why does that ring a bell? It just sounds familiar. I don't know, but they've tweeted in anyway. They've said, what's the best way to deal with too many merch orders flying out the door because they feature such an amazing diva? Elaine Page and Nikki French are quaking. Oh, that's right. That's where I know Binge from. They do my T-shirts. That's right. And the mugs and the thing. I've actually got some of Binge Designs things on the walls here at Myra Towers. It's not an advertising thing. It's just that I like art. And if you like art and you're looking at the walls and you're thinking, I wish I could have something like that on my chest, go to bingedesigns.com. There are other people's things on there, so just scroll past. Don't even look at the other T-shirts. Just go straight to just search for Myra DuBois, and why not buy some T-shirts? Joe, hashtag for... that is a tweet, by the way. That is on there. I'm not just using that as an advertising thing. Look, there it is. Look. So don't start. Joe, hashtag 1440, at JoePay84, said, Dear Ms. DuBois, wonderful, nailed it. I don't like Miss, that's patronising. I don't like Mrs., that's presumptuous. I like Ms. Ms. Myra DuBois, I'm working from home and very lonely. Oh, we should have, do you know what, for the future, we should have studio audience reactions, shouldn't we, we can fire them off to these tweets as we go along. And I'm sure, Joe, when I read that out, there'd have been a symphony of pity across the United Kingdom in your honour. I'm working from home and I'm very lonely. I only have my cat as company, but she's not great at conversations. What can I do? Psychedelic drugs, Joe. Pop a little tab on acid and that cat will start talking back to you in no time, I promise you. It will start to make sense. Very profound sense, I must say. Never mind the cat. The ornaments will start talking to you, Joe. The wallpaper will communicate with you. The carpet will unfold the secrets of the universe before your eyes. So, if you're bored and home alone, try narcotics. Deborah Tinsley says, Hi, Myra, with an exclamation mark. It's a little bit informal at this stage of our relationship, Deborah, but we allow it because the country's suffering. New AdMyra fan here. What took you so long, Deborah? I want to get a pet as I live on my own and would love the company in a lockdown, but I live in a flat, ellipsis. Do I get a puppy/cat/pet? Any suggestions? Stick to easy houseplants? Now, hey, listen, these two tweets are together, you know, Deborah. So my advice to you would be, if you're looking for a pet, what about Joe from the last tweet? Because she's on her own as well. So why don't you and Deborah enter into one of those? Do you remember, like in the 1940s, when lesbians used to call each other travelling companions? You know, sort of like Killing of Sister George kind of thing. Why don't you try that? That would be lovely, wouldn't it? I think we should return to that. So there you go. Yeah, adopt Joe. Are you up for that, Joe? Let us know how you get on. Maybe we'll send over a camera crew to see how you get on in a couple of weeks. Andy Greenacre. Do you remember him with the smelly drains? He's got in touch to say, fantastic advice. I have checked for all human flesh and it is clear. Happy to keep a relic here if needed. We have a shelf in the kitchen that's empty. Well, Andy, if I die before you, looking at your avatar, that's not quite likely. But if I die before you, Andy, you're welcome. You can have first dibs. You can have me funny bone if you like, or a breast, I don't mind. Francis Mackenzie. Hello, Francis Mackenzie. Quite frankly, I've been waiting for you all show, Francis Mackenzie. He says, hello, Myra. I'm 32 years old, and I feel like I'm going through my midlife crisis too early. Any tips on this, as I'm too young? Well, Francis, my first advice is don't be so presumptuous. You don't know when you're going to die. If you die at 33, you're already well past your midlife, aren't you? Eh? No one knows where that end goal is. No one knows where it is, so don't take things for granted. No, you're not going through a midlife crisis early. You might be going through it at just the right time. 32 years old, so if you're 64 when you die, you can look back and you go, no, I was right. I hope that helps. Scott says, dearest Myra, ellipsis. Not gonna lie, ellipsis. I kind of liked the excuse of lockdown to get out of seeing people that I'm not mad on. That I'm not that mad on. I can't know. Anyway, now that we can mingle within reason, how can I get out of seeing the dead weights without being rude or sounding like a hermit? Fake symptoms, Scott. Start coughing. Phone them up and say, yeah, I'm really looking forward. I'll do it now. I liked it. Hello, yes. No, I was really looking forward to our 10-pin bowling trip later at the local shopping centre. But sadly, I have come down with a persistent cough, a temperature, and I have absolutely no taste whatsoever. And then, if you just want to have a laugh with your friends, you can go, not that I ever did. And that just lightens up the conversation. And then you're duping them into thinking that the friendship is intact because you're still joking with them. But actually, you're trying to wriggle out of spending any time with them. So fake symptoms. Say someone, I don't know, top of my head, suggests you go to Thorpe Park. Just pretend you've had symptoms. And then you can get out of it. All right. Binge Designs says, best thing on telly tonight, Myra DuBois. And I've got like a little purple halo on Binge Designs TV. That's exciting. Emma Gibson. Hello, Emma Gibson. Now, Emma Gibson used to watch A Problem Shared every week. Every week she would tune in. I couldn't have a bowel movement without Emma Gibson tuning in to watch. And it's good to see that you're watching now and tweeting in as well. I wondered how you've been over the past couple of weeks. Not too much, but occasionally I went, I hope she's going to buy tickets in the future. So I thought of you, Emma. You were in my thoughts. And Emma says, hi, Myra DuBois. Since the youths are current super spreaders with the lack of following facts that Boris and Nicola believe will save us all, I worry serenity breathing may increase my chances of catching it from how often I have to do it in work. Any advice? Now, listen, Emma, I don't talk about this often, but I'm something of an irony detector. And I'm just scanning my irony detector over that little tweet, and I think someone's being a little bit of a leg puller, aren't you, Emma Gibson? What would my advice be? The youths are current super spreaders. You're having to do serenity breathing. And you're worried serenity breathing is going to increase the spread of coronavirus. It's a tough question for me to have to answer because it's my stock and trade, serenity breathing. You can even buy a mug with serenity breathing on it from bingedesigns.com. That's bingedesigns.com. So I should really look this in the face. Do I think serenity breathing is spreading coronavirus? No. No, I don't. And I shall tell you why. Because it suits me to believe that. It's an approach that's working for the government, and it's an approach I shall take. Andy Greenacre says, the perfect space for a relic between gravy granules, fruesli pasta and tinned beans, especially for you. And he's tweeted in. Can I show them this picture, Mr. Thing? Will that show up on there? Can you see the contents of Andy's wardrobe, cupboard, whatever it is, the tin beans? And isn't that good of you that you've turned the tin around slightly so that we don't inadvertently advertise Aldi or Lidl or whatever shopping centre you're probably shopping? Isn't that good of you to do it? And you've turned the fusilli around. Well, that's the last tweet, I'm afraid. So what a tweet. Let me just do another little refresh because sometimes the mentions It's saying here I've got 20 mentions and then yep, that was the last one. So Andy, with your perfectly spaced cupboard, thank you for bringing us to the end of the show on that profound subject. That's the end of the tweets. Yeah, go on, clap. Oh. Well, how can we finish the show, home viewers? I suppose we can start with a little bit of gratitude. We've breathed in with resentment and we're breathing out with gratitude at the end of the show. I want to thank you all for watching. And we're going to be doing this every month now until the end of the year, which might be the end of all humanity. I don't know. How do you jump the shark that has been 2020? Only 2021 knows, and I'm looking forward to finding out. But before we can get carried away thinking about the future, we've got to bring things at this show to a crashing halt. So I'd like to thank everyone that tweeted in with your problems. I'd like to thank Barbara Streisand, who's probably flying over her head back to Los Angeles to her home with all her cloned pugs. And I'd like to thank everyone in the studio as well. Give yourselves a round of applause in the studio, everyone. All these people sat round clapping. I can't help but feel I'm in a support meeting of some kind. And in a way I am, aren't I? But I'd like to finish now with an uplifting, optimistic song that I dedicate to you, the AdMyras. I love you very much to the best of my capabilities, and I shall see you next month. Ta-ra! Press play! That's right! We're going to finish on a note of positivity, of optimism, with something to look forward to in the next year. Dance and clap. That's right. Feel that beat. Go on. You've all got cars you can't afford and you haven't paid your rent. But you bought a ticket for this show. I say that's money well spent. Subsidizing culture, not saving for a flat. You've got to meet your idol. Who can put a price on that? Death is round the corner. It will not go away. Stop waiting for your life to happen, 'cause it's happening when? Today. Life's a leaking bucket that you're never gonna fill. So enjoy each friggin' drop you've got, 'cause now it's all downhill. Come on, that's right, clap along at home. Start grooving around. You blew your dad's inheritance. It all went on champagne. Unless you're upper middle class, then it was probably what, Milo? That's right, cocaine. Everyone that's loved you, you've pushed them all away. Your narcissistic tendencies make troops look like child's play. Death is round the corner. It will not go away. Stop waiting for your life to happen, 'cause it's happening when? Today. Life's a leaking bucket that you're never gonna fill. So enjoy each friggin' drop you've got, 'cause now it's all downhill. Forget about promotion, you're past your sell-by date. Forget about the Atkins plan, you'll never lose that weight. Forget about your one true love, that ship has long since sunk. Forget about sobriety, you're better off the drug. I don't mean to criticize or say this humbly. I just wish you would love yourself as much as you love me. Clap! Death is round the corner. It will not go away. Stop waiting for your life to happen, 'cause it's happening when? Today. Life's a leaking bucket that you're never gonna fill. So enjoy friggin' drop you've got, 'cause now it's all downhill. It's downhill, it's downhill, it's downhill. It's downhill. Thank you everyone for watching. I've been Myra DuBois. We'll see you next month. Ta-ra! Bye. Bye. Bye everyone. Yeah, bye. 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 I'm going now. Bye. 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 No, is there there more applause? There's more applause. Applause there. Bye. No, I've really got to go now. It's late. I'm going. Bye. Are we done?